Here we are at the first At the Table podcast. I got Tracknologist with me. He came over here to not only train me how to use this, but to also be a part of the show, man.
What's up, man? Thanks for having me through.
No problem. Thank you for coming to help me.
Oh, no problem.
Let's make
little crowd applause.
That's fire. That's fire. Yeah, man. Definitely want to get into some ideas of, just not only, doing promotions for whatever I do for work, but, it could be people that are into anime, like dressing up characters and just what are they into, athletic stuff, boxers that are doing kickboxing or boxing, bring them to the podcast and, just anything, hot topics. I'm mad that it took me this long to finally, start a podcast, but in the words of, what's his name, Gary V, it's never too late.
It's never too late.
Yeah.
It's perfect timing, actually, because I don't think this was around when you first were talking about it.
Yeah.
And it would have been like, pulling hair trying to use any other piece of equipment.
Right.
I worked on like 2 or 3 other podcasts, and that shit was hectic.
Right.
Like I had to sit there because something went wrong. They would have had to call me.
They wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Okay. So what that mean? You got 43 minutes left?
Yeah. So it's recording. That's what's up.
That's fire.
Yeah.
That's fire. So what do you want to talk about at the table today, man? What's your biggest problem in life right now?
My biggest challenge.
Mm-hmm. Who do we got to off?
We don't got to off anybody. but my biggest challenge is just resources. That's really it.
Just having resources. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hard. I had to say is, I don't know, because you're pretty dependable. I was gonna say finding people I could depend on, but you're somebody that I could depend on. But there isn't too many out there.
Yeah.
And most people are always trying to just get over on you and see how much they could get out of you. And that's something that I deal with all the time. And then once I'm unable to help them, well, now they got some kind of attitude with me. Like if I fuck their mom, it's like, damn, bro, like you taking this a lot more serious than it should have. Like I didn't have you. I don't claim you on my taxes. I shouldn't be having to support you. We did business. There's only so much business we could do because there's only so much you could offer. It's not my budget. It's not my money. I'm just helping facilitate it. And now all of a sudden we're on bad terms.
Yeah,
just because
crazy.
I can't keep, giving you money. So I go through a lot of that, and I'm actually drained from certain work I used to do in the past. I just don't even want to do it. Once you lose the passion for something, you just don't even have the energy to, focus on that anymore. So I'm just gonna use my energy and my passion for something that I love to do. And every time I work on things that I love to do, I always excel at it.
Okay.
No problem. I'm always, making strides with that.
Yeah, that's key. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I try not to veer too far away from things that I really love because I notice I can learn anything and I can learn it quick. But once I get too deep in it and I don't really feel like I want to be involved, it's just like, damn, I'm wasting my time doing something I really, really don't want to do.
Right.
And I just feel like, damn, I just want to walk away from this like right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not fulfilling.
Yeah. I actually, I'm to that point. I'm hesitating on saying what it is that I've lost the passion for, but once I've made that final decision that I'm ready to walk away, then I'll go ahead and speak on it. But I'm trying to force myself. I've been sleeping on it the last 3 nights. I have people contacting me, asking me, "Are we still gonna do this business?" And the only reason why I haven't answered them back yet is because I'm not trying to say no, I'm done, and then all of a sudden change my mind. I just really want to sleep on it, make sure that this is this decision I want to make. But I'm pretty confident. The last business dealing I did, it's like, all right, I'm gonna give you some rope. Let's see if you a man of your word. I don't even gotta make a contract. This is all on you. And then people shoot themselves in the foot for a little bit amount of money, and it's like, thank you. That's all it costs to know that I couldn't depend on you. So,
Yeah, I've been there before, especially with I started DJing when I was 13 years old. Music just really came easy to me. So I was working at a bank, and there was a merger acquisition lawyer. He was like, listen, he was like, we making a lot of money right now. We get like a lot of time off. You can do whatever you want. But he was like, you're real young. You don't get it right now. He was like, you never be happy until you're doing what you love. I'm like, yeah, whatever, man. It's old white dude. I don't know what you talking about. You know what I mean? So we got laid off maybe like 7 to 8 months after he told me that. And that's when it hit me. And I was like, you know what? Let me go back to doing music. And I started doing production. And my heart has always been in music production. But I wasn't really, like, my sound was really, it was different. I had friends who loved my sound, and maybe like 5 or 6 people who loved my sound, but it was hard for me to sell beats. And I was like, but damn, how can I get in front of more artists? So what I decided to do was start recording. So I started recording, and then at that point, like, I flourished immediately overnight. Like, I would say within like 2 to 3 months, I was recording like half the people in town. You know what I mean? So then I got signed to a indie in town called Get Rich Entertainment, and they had me working out of their studio, and I was like, cool, like I can get all my beats off to all the artists. But at the time, that's when mixtapes were real popular, so nobody was really rapping on. At that level in the game, nobody was rapping on their own beats. I think Drake changed that for everybody. But at that time, they were just grabbing industry beats. But
I remember going to the grocery store on Jackson Street where the basketball courts are at. I'm always buying bootleg CDs from the dude right there, 5 for $20, and just 50 cents old mixtape. That was
right. Exactly. Yeah, that's a 50 cent era. Yeah, so that catapulted me into recording. And I couldn't bridge that. Like, I thought I'd be able to bridge the gap to sell beats to people. And I sold a few. I mean, I sold more than a few, but it wasn't what I thought it would be. Like, I thought I'd be selling like hundreds and hundreds of beats a year, and that just wasn't it. And then I didn't have time to sell beats because I became so popular recording that I was spending anywhere from 10 to 14 hours in the studio every day recording. And it just like, it was like, damn, like I got the keyboard sitting right here in front of me, the beat machine. Like, I can make beats on the computer, but I'm just staring at it all day, just hoping to play with it after the sessions were over.
How much did you usually sell beats for?
It depended. You know what I mean? Like, I may have sold a beat for 50 and may have sold one for 2 or 3. Like, I always just try to gauge where the artist is, what their budget is, and like, how passionate are they about doing the music? Because if a person's really passionate and I know they're really trying to stick to it, then I'm not really going to try to charge anything up front. And to be honest with you, a lot of people don't realize this. In the music industry world, there's really not an upfront charge to pay a producer unless he's like highly in demand. And even highly in demand producers don't always charge an artist up front. There's a fee that has to be paid once a certain amount of albums are sold, but typically the way it's supposed to work is you're supposed to come to an agreement with the artist. The producer figures out how many points, and you work with that artist, and the producer owns the song or the label owns the song, depending on how things have worked out in the contract. And then once you're able to pay that producer, then you own the song, and the producer keeps his rights, and then things go from there. So, like, a lot of people be like, yo, yeah, I'm gonna sell you this beat for 200, and then you own it. Like, nah, like, that producer still owns that beat. Like, he can take that person to court later on, and it's just written up in court documents for music law.
Why is that? If he sold it,
it's a property rights issue, and if he sells it, then there's like more things he has to do than just sell it. Like, there's a couple steps you got to take. So
sort of like BMI.
Yeah, BMI. Yeah, so BMI is like, okay, well, who was the composer? And you just can't sell a beat and then it's just going out unless somebody takes over all the rights, and that's a couple extra steps. You just don't pay 200 and then you just own the whole beat. You know what I mean?
It's funny because there was this cool Al Capone. It was a cool beat. Some guy had to make an Al Capone and Duce song, and the beat was fire. He loved it, and he said, "Yo, can you buy this for me so that way I can make the song for you?" I bought it, and what was weird was when he sent the request, I guess for the beat, he said beat sold to the artist, or the artist name. I'm like, damn, I bought the beat, so why are you listing it under the artist? I'm sure he told him to do that. And then, in a sense, I just thought, well, since I paid for it and it's on my Cash App receipt, then I'm going to be the one that, would win in court. But
right.
Like you're telling me now, no. Not the artist, not me. It was still the producer's beat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And until he signs over the rights to the masters, then it's still his beat. And then there's still ways that he can get compensation. Like if that song became a popular song on the radio, he could still go to court and still get royalties on that beat because he was the one who made it.
Right.
Not unless you completely take everything over.
All right. Now, another thing is I seen this post on Facebook and it said people spend $200 on studio time and then rap for free YouTube beats. Now, what's your take on that? Like if you're gonna get studio time, it might as well just be original beats, or is free YouTube beats good enough?
I don't want to say they're just free. Like basically, you just have like a royalty free beat situation going on there possibly. But I would say find a local producer or maybe somebody online that you enjoy and see if they're willing to let you lease beats at no price or for a small fee and just operate on a lease until the song blows up, or if nothing happens, then hey, you just had a lease for like 5 years and it goes back in control of the producer.
Okay. All right. Fire.
Yeah, I mean, if you can't find a producer, then just use what's out there. Like you got to get heard at the end of the day.
All right. Now, I asked you this the other day about the best female artist in Delaware, and I had you stumped.
Yeah.
So I'm going to switch lanes, and instead of saying females, who's the best male hip-hop artist in Delaware? And there's rappers, and then there's artists.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with artists only because rappers, you could have bars for days.
Yeah.
You can spit, but you just might not make it just because you don't have the artistry. And plus, that's more in like 90s kind of where people would make it with that kind of lane. Nowadays, it's not 3-4 minute songs. It's 2 minute songs.
Yeah.
And it's not really about bars. It's about a hot ass beat. And you know what I mean? It's crazy how things changed. I remember when I was older, I used to think to myself, or when I was younger, I was like, man, when I get older, I wonder what kind of music is going to be around and how I'm going to react to it. Just like when I was young and my parents used to be like, oh, turn that shit off. All these cuss words and talking about killing this and shooting that. And they used to hate it. And I love that shit.
Yeah.
And then I used to be like, man, I wonder how I'm going to be when I'm older and what music would be like, in the future. And then you got, I don't know, let's name a real dumb fucking song that just annoys us. Let's think of somebody that doesn't.
Oh, man. It's a lot of annoying songs. It's hard to choose because there's so many.
You're right. There's so much bullshit out there today.
It is.
Let's think. Oh, shit, wrong one. We're still thinking.
Yeah, we definitely are.
What do you think about 6ix9ine's music?
I did not like that. You picked the perfect one for me because, for one, I don't like screen rappers to begin with.
Well, how do you feel about Meek then? People say he's a scream rapper sometimes.
I wasn't always a Meek fan, and what's really funny is I think he rapped over one of my beats, believe it or not.
Oh, yeah?
A beat I sold to somebody, they were like, yo, Meek rapped on one of your beats before. Like they told me this when I came back from LA like 3 years ago. I was like, no way. They were like, yeah, you remember the beat you sold to me? I didn't remember the beat. I was like, nah. But he was like, yeah, if I find it, I'll let you hear it. But I remember seeing Meek in battles before he got signed. And at that point, I was a little heavier into battle rap. Like, I was actually searching out and looking for different battle rappers to listen to and all that. And I thought Meek was all right. I'm not crazy about Meek's tone, but I do like what he did on his most recent album where he kind of toned it down some and he kind of controlled it more. But I think in the past, it worked for him and that's what got him to where he got. But I wasn't a huge fan of the way he rapped, even though I do think he did have some hits. Sometimes I'll overlook the tone of a voice because I'm very deep into. For me, it's about tone and all that. Like I come from the era where like Biggie and you know what I mean. Like they made sure they had a certain tone when they rapped. The era that I listen to rap, so that's always something that sticks out to me. But it's not a defining factor. But
I will say 6ix9ine, he may have not been the ideal artist, but there were a couple songs that I actually caught myself in the car
Yeah.
like this. All right, it was that Yo Gotti or something. Gotti. That shit was like, it wasn't fire,
Right.
but I just caught myself getting stuck in my head and repeating it. But one artist that I do like, if I could say there's a new guy from the new school that makes good music, I would say A Boogie with the Hoodie.
Yeah.
I like him.
Yeah,
I like it.
yeah.
Almost every time I hear him make a song, the shit's fire to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Very dope
Good artist. Not
Yeah.
just about rapping, not just about bars. Like, that's an artist right there. But I'm not sure if he gets as much shine as he should be getting.
I don't think so either. It's hard nowadays. It's not. It's tricky nowadays.
So much out there.
So tricky. Yeah, it is.
So many options, and I can't even keep up. If you go to even Napster or any of that stuff, anybody could put a song up and upload it.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of fucking trash on these streaming sites. So it's just too much to keep up with. And I actually don't even have the time to listen to music as much as I used to, because now I'm catching myself. I went through the battle rap phase and watching battles all the time.
Uh-huh.
And, now I'm trying to get back into music and shit.
Yeah, it's hard. Back to what you asked me earlier about the best rapper, the best artist.
Oh, yeah.
There's an artist it's kind of hard for me just to say one. Like, if I had to pick one, I'm not sure if many people know who he is, but his name is Papa Guns. And he's going by Hollywood Pop now. And I know I introduced you to Jade. Him and Jade rap together. So he always was could freestyle back in the day. Even though like you give him like a good like minute or two, he starts to waver away, then he'll have to come back into it. But
this is Instagram.
Is it? Is that him?
It had NBA YoungBoy's face on there. So.
Oh, okay. I don't even sure if he's on IG. I'm sure he is. But recently I sold some beats to him and we worked on some tracks, and Try Hollywood Pop. We worked on some tracks and his artistry has just gone to another level. Like, he can hear any beat. Let me rewind. He can hear any yeah, that's him. He can hear any instrumental and make a song to it. And I didn't appreciate that type of artistry until I was in LA and I got to work with some of the best writers around, and I could see how well I could see the process of, because I always had an issue writing. That was one thing that people would tell me. They would be like, "Yo, you would sell more beats if you wrote hooks or if you wrote songs to them." And I'm just like, that's just not me. I'm not a songwriter. Mm-hmm. So the experience I learned out in LA and Atlanta and working with other writers is that, yeah, that does change the game. And Hollywood Pop, he can write to anything. He can give you a song in any kind of way you want it. And the last time I heard him working on music that we worked on, he blew me away. Completely blew me away. So.
And he lives in Delaware?
I believe he lives in North or South Carolina at the moment, but he's from here. He hasn't lived there too long.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you say Hollywood Pop.
Yeah.
Hollywood Pop or Hollywood?
Hollywood Pop.
Hollywood Pop.
Might be Hollywood. Don't quote me.
Let me go. Oh shit, I'm already on live. All right, cool. All right, so Hollywood Pop. Who else we got out there? Females, you said Zuki, right?
Yeah, Zuki's she's definitely, from what I've seen, the dopest artist, female artist out there right now.
I haven't met her yet, but I see her. She's signed by SAP, right?
Yeah, I actually think I was driving behind her yesterday.
I feel like second. I've seen some people that look like her, but I don't know. Like,
she's got pink hair, right?
Yeah, and that's why I knew. I was like, it can't be her. But
yeah, like I
she has a familiar. People have a similarity to her.
Exactly.
Like her,
yeah. I wanted to try to pull up, but where I was, I couldn't get next to her because I would have definitely gave her a shout out, because me and her followed each other on Instagram maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started following her when me and Freaky shot a video for the Al Capone mixtape, and my boy Diggs kept talking about how much he had a crush on her. And just talking a lot of shit. You know what I mean?
Freaky's a dope artist too. Yeah,
Freaky. Shout out to Freak.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, now somebody in Texas is asking where can they get the Al Capone leaf wraps from? I'm not sure. I think as far west as they go is Colorado, but you should have them in Texas if they're in Colorado. But I had to get back to you on that one. When I'm done the podcast, I'll go ahead and find out what zip code you live in and see if they sell them in your area. Or just go to alcapone-us.com, enter your zip code, and it'll tell you which stores nearest you have the Capones. But call first and make sure that they have the leaf wraps. All right, back to Tracknologist. What's on your mind, man?
Oh man, I'm not really thinking about anything really. I'm just curious about where this podcast is going to go, and I think it's going to be big for sure.
I want to bring
I'm thinking
Lacaria
about
here
that for sure.
Have you met Lacaria?
No.
I can't wait for you to meet Lacaria. She's very, very smart woman. She's the one that motivated me to do this. She said, you got so many connections with so many different people and relationships. Not only battle rappers, but you're around celebrities, you're around comedians, athletes. She was like, so you could, in a sense, be like the Joe Rogan and just interview a whole bunch of different people.
Oh, yeah.
And when she said, I was like, you know what? Let me stop wasting time. I'm not getting any younger. You suggested this beautiful piece of equipment, which is, what's this called?
This is the Rodecaster Pro.
The Rodecaster Pro. Wrong one, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, there we go.
I'm going to label these shit.
All right.
These are the sound effects.
I'm not sure if they can hear it though. Can y'all hear it? I don't know if it's two-way audio on here or not. Yeah, we'll have to plug you into a speaker next time.
I gotta get some gunshots on here.
Yeah,
man.
I got plenty of those.
All right, cool. 12 gauges?
I got everything you want.
All right, cool.
Just the sound effects, not the actual weapons, just the sound effects.
All right.
Don't hit me up asking to buy guns. I just got sound effects. That's it.
All right. Now, what is your goal in 2020 coming up? I know that 2019 is almost over. There's a couple months left. But in 2020, what do you want to accomplish?
In 2020, what do I want to have accomplished in 2020? I'm actually thinking of transitioning completely to just iPhone in terms of filming.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I want to just put the cameras down because I think the workflow is going to be I think it is easier when I want to just stay in the iOS, but I feel like that'll save me a lot of time and then that'll allow me to get back to doing other things I want to do.
The camera picture, everything is just upgraded to the point where you don't need to get a big ass camera.
Yeah.
Because iPhones do it all now.
They really do. So I'm trying to save time. That's my goal in 2020, to give myself more time to do other things that I'm interested in.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Who do you want to work with that you haven't worked with?
Music wise? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a tough
passion,
question.
Right?
Yeah. That's a real good question. I used to always want to work with Jay, but I don't know. I mean, Jay is still relevant. Yeah.
Man,
I used to always want to work with Jay. Yeah. But I just don't. I don't know. Like, I like working with new and upcoming artists.
All right. What about someone in a tri-state? Someone that isn't already a legend.
That's a real good question, man. Sheesh. You got me stumped on that one. I don't even know who's like up and coming from the tri-state, really. I mean, like, other than people from here, I don't know anybody outside of here for sure. You know what I mean? Damn, that's a real good question.
All right. While you think on that, something came to mind, and it was about good artists. I remember I asked you, who do you think's the best artist in Delaware? I wanted to say Elvadio is a very good artist.
Oh, he's definitely dope. Yeah.
Jammers, I remember Jammers telling me how good of an artist he is. He moved down to West Palm Beach now.
Okay, I didn't know he was an artist.
And he's just a good all-around, well-rounded artist. But, some people don't get that break.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Elvadio is dope. And I think once he moved away, I think he really took it to another level. I really thought he was going to go... I didn't think he was going to go be with a major and be signed and be all over the place. But I thought independent, on an independent level, I thought he was going to take that over.
Right.
I really was expecting to see that. Like him having like a good 2 or 3 million followers and touring all over to do with shows. But I mean, things take time, and sometimes you do need other resources to help you get to that level.
Yeah.
I still think it's possible, but
Yeah,
he's dope.
Big respect to the hood hippies. They moved down to West Palm Beach. They, Taz, B Magic, SC, Vadio, and they worked on it. And I know some of them moved back to Delaware. Some of them went in other parts of the country, and some of them stayed in West Palm Beach. But just to have the courage to leave Delaware and try something else, rather than just being somebody that ended up getting killed in Wilmington.
Yeah,
because I've already lost 2 cousins, one in 2001 and one in 2004. So when people tell me how bad Wilmington was when they were calling it Murder Town around 2012, it was like, that's nothing new to me. I already lost 2 cousins.
Yeah.
So
Wilmington's been bad. Yeah.
A lot of people don't give Wilmington. I guess since it's in Delaware, they think it's I don't know, fucking Beverly Hills in a sense. As far as danger.
Right. True.
Wilmington's getting pretty bad. There was just a couple about 3 murders in one day.
Damn.
Diggs told me.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, man. I want to start doing some outreach. There's a little book over there. It's about resources. Grab that folder where that blue thing, my son's project.
Right here?
Yeah.
All right.
And it's all about resources. And basically, if people need help, need help, this is something that could, show them where they could get the help. And this is something that I just want to kind of start doing, whether it's food service, case management, helping people.
We definitely need it. I had a discussion with somebody years ago, like when I was in my early 20s, and he was basically explaining, he was like, what's up with Delaware? He's from Pennsylvania, but he's done a lot of work in Delaware before. He was like, Delaware is an elitist state. He was like, Delaware has the money to have a major football team and a major basketball team, or even like at the time, we didn't even have a semi-pro team. He was like, Delaware has the money for all that, but he was like, he's like, even the venues that could have big concerts, he was like, they don't really want that in Newcastle County because it's an elitist state. He was like, look at how many CEOs live in Delaware. He's like, a lot of people don't realize it, but a lot of CEOs live in Delaware. Delaware usually ranks top 5 in having the most kids in private school. He's like, there's a lot of powerful people in Delaware, but they don't want to bring attention to it. So he was like, they keep a lot of things out of the news, and they try to keep Delaware from having really, really large events if they can.
I heard that Delaware is a bank state.
It is.
It's a lot of banks.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money, but they aren't really going to, I was surprised when they made that movie theater down by the riverfront.
Yeah, I was too.
And now nobody even goes to that shit. I go to Christiana Mall movie theater.
Okay.
Me personally. Do you go to the one in Wilmington?
I went there maybe 3 or 4 times when they opened it. I went there last week, but before last week, I hadn't been there in almost 8 or 9 months. Yeah, I don't really go. It was like somebody got shot there, and it's just been like, I'm like, yeah.
Damn.
Somebody got shot there a year ago.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I'm out of touch, man. I don't even be reading newspapers. If it's not on my news feed, I might not even catch it.
Damn.
Yeah, man. Well, it's been about a year since I've been, not really on the block anymore, giving out samples of Capone. So back then, I used to really be in tune with a lot of shit just because I was always in the city, going store to store. But now I'm working a lot through my phone, and things changed. But I'm gonna start getting more familiar with the city, reading newspapers, and just find out what's going on.
Yeah. I got to go back to that question where you were asking who do I want to work with. Mm-hmm. I got to focus on myself, man.
I like that.
I'm going to drop an instrumental album before the year is out. Mm-hmm. So
that's what you're working on before 2019 is over.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, it's kind of any promotions or any like sales or anything that comes from that is going to happen in 2020.
What is your strength and what are you the best at?
I feel like I'm the best at music production.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when you say music production, do you mean engineering?
Everything underneath that umbrella.
Okay.
So that's the term gets tossed around lightly nowadays, but initially when music production started, when labels would ask people to produce people, they would ask you to find an artist and provide everything for that artist, and to even writing the songs down to finding backup singers to like just making the best product you could. Not just making a beat and just hear rap on this beat. You know what I mean? It all breaks down into here rap like this, say it in this tone, don't say it in that tone. You know what I mean? And I think that's one thing people didn't realize I was doing when I was engineering. Like they were getting fully produced. They don't realize that, but I was giving people full production as opposed to just press and record.
Right.
Oh yeah, that's hot. And then you know
just trying to get that check.
Exactly. Yeah, that ended.
No, it says has limited space remaining.
Oh, okay.
Well, real quick before we end it, because I don't want the space to run out on us. When you were, because I never worked with you in the booth doing music, but it made me think of B Magic.
Oh
the
yeah,
engineer that when he's working with you, he'll be like, nah, go in there and do it like this, instead of just being like, you good, you know what I mean? Just trying to get the hours so he could get more money out of the artist. And I like that. I remember when he did a battle diss against Red Lion. And you didn't hear it?
Nah.
He actually mentioned it, like, it was so fire. He was like, remember when we was in the studio and I tell you, yo, cool. It's cool. Slow it down. Take your time, bro. You good. You know what I mean? Just trying to coach him on how to spit. But I'm gonna bring B Magic here one day.
Yeah.
Get him on a phone call, play it. Red Lion might not like that diss being brought back to life, but
B Magic is one of my favorite Delaware producers.
Yeah.
He's a dope
favorite
artist, producer.
Yeah.
Like B Magic is fire, man. Oh my God, he's fire. For sure.
Big shout out to my mom watching on live. She said the computer was blocking your face.
Hey, what's up, Mom?
All right, well, yo, this is our first episode. He helped me set up this Roadcaster. So I'm just getting familiar with it. I'm going to start bringing a whole bunch of different, not only artists, I'll bring athletes, comedians, social media influencers, people you see on World Star Daily, all them people, and I'm just going to start interviewing them. I'll see if I can even holler at, if not Akon, at least the VP of Convict Music, and just, maybe slip him some music from people in Delaware, and
that'd be dope.
Hopefully, he likes something.
Yeah.
If I could just help somebody get to the next level and know that I was a part of that, that will help me feel good. But one thing is, I know a lot of people are just, once they get the help, then they're gone.
Yeah.
And they don't give a fuck who helped them get there.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So, but yeah, anything else you guys say here at the table?
Just make sure y'all hit me up on all the social medias. Just look me up, Tracknologist. Just type it in Google. Anything you can follow me, whatever you get down with, follow me there.
All right. Shout out to my man Joe Gonzalez, Prof H7. He the one that made them custom Al Capone shoes.
Oh, them things are crazy.
I mean, yeah, they're fire. So maybe one day we get a nice little, engineer custom Tracknologist shoe. I don't know.
Headphones that'd be crazy. Yeah.
All right, man. Well, appreciate y'all tuning in to the first episode here at the Table Podcast. Tracknologist, Yakman 302. You either at the table
or you on the menu.
No comment.